as usual, we're going to talk about today's topic. The left alone child, part 2. We had part 1 yesterday, and it was lovely. It was awesome. It was great. So let's talk about it. Building minds. Bringing to you another topic titled The Left Alone Child. The Left Alone Child. So, who is there? Let's do this together, guys. Let's speak for the children. Let's be voice to the voiceless. Let's all become to, bring awareness to parents, to friends, teachers, aunties, uncles. Today, the left alone child. Does the topic sound interesting? Is it possible for a child to feel left alone? So, is anybody hearing me? Am I audible enough? Is the network okay? Am I also visible enough? So, if you're there, tell me you are there. I can't see anybody yet. Tell me you are there. The left alone child, the left alone child. So we're going to know if it's possible for you to mothers, uncles, aunties, sisters, and brothers. Is it possible for them to still feel left alone even after you have given them all you think that they need or they want, physically, materially, and otherwise? So, is it possible for your child to feel left alone? We have to know. So, who is joining? Oh, Mr. Frank. Frederick, rather. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So share this video, invite your friends. Today we're talking about the left alone child. Is it possible for your children to be with you and still feel left alone like Bill? We had a part 1 yesterday. It's interesting. It was very interesting. And some people could still see how possible it is for their kids to be with them and feel left alone and feel left alone. So we're going to know which area aspect of life or which aspect child could still be with a parent and still feel left alone. Possible, I ask you, is it possible for your child to feel left alone? Have you ever felt left alone? Have you ever felt left alone even after your parent had given you the material needs? They've given you basically what they think you need. Is it possible? Were you was there at any point you felt left alone as a child? So if you think you have felt left alone, maybe you could share with us what happened and what was the aspect of your life that you felt, because in this series I'm going to ask that parents are lacking, that they think it's not important for a kid to be left alone, having given them practically what they think they need. But this is a true life story. I'm going to tell you guys what happened to me growing up. I felt left alone as a child. So, and thank you so much, Sandra. That's my queen there, the queen of my house, the queen of my family. Thank you for joining. Oluwafemi, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends as you come in. So, is it possible for a child to feel left alone? I asked you the question today. So, drop your comments and let's hear what you think. Have you ever felt left alone as a child while you were growing up? Has there been any point you felt like nobody is there with you, nobody hears you, nobody understands the way you feel? There's something in your heart that your parents may have the financial, have given you finance, have given you material needs, and they thought everything is just okay with you. So, but right inside your heart, you still feel left alone. I'm gonna be giving you guys statistics of the dangers of left alone children, because a lot are actually happening to these kids, and we don't know about it. We really don't know about it. So if parents could understand that having given a child physical needs, like material needs, money, and all that, that is not enough. It's not enough. That there is more to training up a child who is going to become a personality tomorrow than just material needs, than just material things. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys, like I did yesterday. I gave some points. If you didn't watch that of yesterday, check on my page or check on my YouTube channel, Topsy Gift, and you're going to see it. So you get the first point I listed yesterday on the dangers of the left alone children, the dangers of the left alone child, what they are going through inside their hearts, what society do not understand about them, what their parents do not know that is happening to them right inside their hearts. So don't forget to share this video, invite you, and we will be good to go. So just do that for us and I'll be grateful. So share this video with your friends, keep sharing. So share, and we'll be good to go, guys. We'll be good to go. The left alone child, the left alone child. So is it possible for a child to feel left alone? Like I said yesterday, yes, with you know why? Because that child has emotion. And one of the dangers of this left alone child is that they become violent. Like I said yesterday, those children become violent. Number two, I don't want to go into details. You can check out the video of yesterday. Number two, those children that are teenagers now begin to hang out with friends when daddy, mommy, and everybody is not there. So to fill in the vacuum of this emptiness in their heart, groups, and if those pair groups are not moderate children, they are not that has that understand life, they would find themselves, so some of these children, when they follow these peer groups, and a lot can just happen with them, and either they get this unwanted pregnancy from those friends or from the hands of the persons that the parents left these kids to, take care of. They will then begin to molest. They will begin to molest these innocent children because their parents are too busy to even want to know what is wrong with them. So their parents are busy chasing shadows, chasing wealth. You understand? And so these children who feel left alone will be sexually abused and sexually molested. Well, that's one of the points we listed yesterday. And the third thing we said yesterday was the high rate of HIV and STDs you know, AIDS, STDs, and HIV/AIDS. You get these people begin to spread this HIV because when it's the group of friends he or she is, moving around with a group of people who are already infected. When these kids are being deceived, and this other pair friends sleep with these children, then they will contact these things. And trust me, daddy and mommy's life is also at risk because everybody use cutleries at home, and anything can happen, and the child bleeds and somebody else comes to cutleries, and that's how that HIV will keep transferring in the same family, because you left your child in the hands of another. You really did. She was going through, or he was going through, and needed you to just hear them out, and needed you to just to be there so they could just talk to you. So it doesn't take too long for these children to start, mingling with the wrong people, and by thereby having this whole thing that they never planned for their life. Thank you so much, Ma Elizabeth Obasi, for joining. God bless you, Ma. Williams, thank you for joining. God bless you. Mr. Uche, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. I'm talking about the left alone child. And I asked you today, when you were growing up, had there been any points in time in your life when you felt left alone, even though your daddy, mommy, or guardian gave you physically what they think you need, and growing up as a child? Is it, or what? So what happened? Was had there been any time you had all of the material things they think you need as a child, and you still felt left alone? Were there points in your life that happened? If yes, drop your experience and tell me what happened that you felt left alone. Because the part I'm talking about today is the emotional part of a child that most parents do not see. They don't see it as a problem. They don't see it as a need. They just feel that the physical aspect of a child that matters more than the emotional part of that child. It's not true. It's not true. The mind is powerful. The mind is what controls the outward display of a child. So if the mind of a child and the heart of a child is properly guided and properly captured, then you have succeeded in building a personality into that child. You have succeeded in building a world changer into that child. Thank you so much, Theophilus Nwokoko, for joining. God bless you. Please share this video as you come in. And I ask you guys once again, has there been a time in your life you felt left alone, even when daddy gave you all the money, or bought you a car, gave you all the physical and material needs he thinks giving you as a child would have been the best thing he had done for you, and giving you the best education? Was it a time when you also feel this vacuum in your heart, and you felt, no, there should be more to all these material things? Were there a time like that? So if yes, please share this experience and tell me what was running through your heart. So I just want to enlighten parents and guidance and uncles and aunties there not to overlook the emotional part of a child, because that is a very strong part of a child. For every child you see on the streets today to become a personality, it is not just in the outward appearance. It is not just enough to give the child shelter. It is not enough to give that child material needs. It is not enough to buy a car or a house or whatsoever to make the child feel comfortable. It is not enough. But the emotional part of the child, the one you cannot visibly see, is the greatest part of that child. Trust me. If you want to conquer a nation, if you want to build people that can develop a nation, that can bring change to a community, to a country, you have to first of all captivate their minds. You have to first of all captivate their hearts. You have to first of all captivate their emotions. When you get hold of it and you impute values into it, then they reproduce what is inside of them. Then they begin to reproduce the values. You see, and they start having unwanted pregnancy, and and they start having or sex. They can result to unwanted pregnancy, which I said, and this thing can lead to them becoming single parents. They can become single parents unplanned. They will become parents, and this thing is raging, I'm telling you. So this is our fourth point today, that the dangers of a child being left alone is that when they have this pregnancy, and before you know it, will die before they ever reach the age of 5. I'm going to post that statistics for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about, so you can see what is happening to our kids out there. Some persons really did not, some parents don't really take this things as something important, and it's something we really have to talk about, because if we don't, then we're doing more harms to our kids than good. We're doing more harms to these children than good. Just to prove my point, I'm going to give you these statistics so that you see what I'm talking about. So if seven out of every 1,000 children born in America go through this whole, they die before the age of 5. Why do you think they die? Because of malnutrition, because of poverty, because these children were not psychologically ready to become mothers, to become parents. Mr. Idem, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. I like that comment. He said, nice vision. God bless you, sir. Please share this video and invite your friends. Mike, as you come in, I will urge you and I will plead with you to please share this video and invite your friends, and we will be ready to go. So just like I was saying, one of the dangers of the left alone child is that these children become victims of what they never planned of their lives, of what they never assume will ever happen to them. I could remember having a dream, a very big dream, but a little mistake can ruin down my dream for life. And if I make the mistake and I remain in it, I will be ruined for life. I make the mistake, I dust myself, and I still want to go ahead, I won't be ruined for life. But that one mistake can really drag me backward, can really set back my time from achieving what I want to achieve. So, like I said to you, these children will become, one of the dangers is that they become single parents. When they become single parents, like I said to you, according to this statistics I'm telling you, according to UNICEF, they said that 7 out of every 1,000 American children who are born will die before they ever reach the age of 5. Do they die before they reach the age of 5? Because they are these teenagers who got unwanted pregnancy and become single parents don't have the ability to take care of these children. And do you know what happened? These parents will begin to abuse those innocent children as if it was the children who were their problems, who brought themselves to this earth. Because of lack of value and guidance, these children got into this mess that they have been struggling with. And trust me, the taxpayers' money that some of them where they usually use to take care of these people, the taxpayers are beginning to speak up in America, and they say no, please, we can't continue like this. You can't keep using our money to try to take care of the teenagers who don't want to take care of themselves. No, you can't. So it's becoming a menace in our nation today. It's becoming a problem. Mr. Anthony, thank you for joining. Joseph, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video as we go on, and invite your friends. This topic is very important. Is it to feel left alone even after you have given him or her all the material needs you think that the child needs growing up? So for me to prove my point, you can see the statistics right there I just posted, so you will see what is really happening. So if these children are not really prepared to become parents, that is what happens to every 1,000 children born in America. That is what happens to them. So 7 out of every 1,000 of these children die before they get to the age of 5. Die because of poverty, because of malnutrition, because of unprepared motherhood. So these are some of the problems that these innocent children who find themselves in the world today go. So as this issue of research, I'm going to post another stuff for you, as this issue of research to policy makes it clear that teen childbearing is a critical issue in the United States today. Despite impressive declines in teen births, in teenagers' childbirths, since 1991, the United States still has the highest teenagers pregnancy in the whole industrialized world. So why do you think it's happening like that? Why do you think these children go through this whole thing? It's because the life in America is such a busy life that if you don't work, you can't survive. If you are not a strong parent, you can't survive in America. Working with the American dream thing, everybody is chasing shadows and mirage. So if this parent if they don't work hard, these children don't get of course their families will go into poverty and the rest of it. So these parents are always out there looking for a way of bringing shelter to their children, bringing trying to make the family and a better place for their kids to live, but forgetting that the same children I'm running scatter to make sure that they have all they need. Also, I'm not there if I don't instill these values into them, if I don't sit them down to read going through their hearts and what they are feeling at every point, and how I could help to materials and all that. If forgetting, if I don't do that, I am doing more harm to them than good, than running outside had become a drug abuser, and such that I will now have to be using the same money to take them to psychiatrists. So can you imagine? So instead of you to want to run you back the minds of those kids that have become drug abusers, with the same money you did that by sitting down with your children to instill values into know their emotions, to try to know what is going through their hearts, to try to know what is happening to them on if not network. Somebody is telling us network. If you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me. I think somebody is telling us there's a network problem. I don't know. So if you can hear me out there, please tell me you can hear me, so we know what's up. We know what next to do, please. So I'm waiting for your comments. If you can hear me, tell me you can hear me properly, because this information is very important. I need people to be um to be very much aware and to hear me properly when I talk, because I need audience. I am not here for myself. I came for the public. I came for parents. I came to educate people on what they should do to being a parent. So if you can hear me, please tell me you can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me. I'm waiting for your comments. So the left alone child, it's something. Yoko for joining. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. So I'm giving you guys the dangers of the left alone child. What happens to these children when they are being left alone emotionally? Like I said to you, that if you want to make a child become a personality that those children have, you have to instill values. You have to look at their hearts. You have to speak to them. You have to know what is going through their hearts at every point in time, if possible. You have to try to bring out, because you don't have to, you won't know, you might not know, but if you sit down to talk to them, trust me, you might get what is going through their hearts. And by so doing, if anything is wrong, is anything they are confused of, you can get it and you can help them by giving them an answer to what is going through their heart. So this is very, very important for us. This is very, very important. So I'm going to give you another statistics here about what these children go through. The United States has the highest rate of child abuse in children under 1 year. Children under 1 year old. Give attention to the emotional part of our children. Don't neglect it. Don't say it doesn't matter. Don't say I don't think they are thinking about anything. What should a child think? I used to remember my mother would say, what's full of joy? You have your mother there, you have father, you have aunties and uncles, everything you need can come. So I don't think you need the life of a child is a peaceful life, is a life of relaxation. It's not a life of stress. But trust me, do you know that times those children sit down and they are lost in thoughts? They think something so deep in told them, and they keep there. You don't even tell them anything. You're always busy running helter skelter to want to, travel around the world and make lots of money. Well, that child will keep in, and guess what, as it goes and going back to that same person, even though she didn't like it the first time, she wants to keep trying it out again. You know the dangers of that. She's going to get unwanted pregnancy. So every year, I've told you guys, that's are being sexually abused. It's something we really need to talk about, something we really need to pay attention to. So one of the dangers of these left alone children is that they become drug abusers. They become drug abusers. They become drug abusers. I'm telling you this because you need to check your home. You need to check your children, yourself, and say to yourself, where am I missing it as a mother? Where am I missing it as a father? The same pattern that it can never be the same that your children might be going through now. It won't. That pattern might not work for them. So the thing is the same. The earth is the same. Human beings are the same skin. Technology, hasn't the world changed? A lot is changing, becoming smarter. My mother used to tell me that when in their own time, in the 80s or so, or 70s, the children, when they are being given birth to, they come out with their eyes closed. It takes some days before a child's eyes becomes open, but these days you even give birth to a child and their eyes are very bright looking at you. Looking at you as a father, as a mother, or doctor, whoever around them. I don't know if they really, their eyes are open. So do things change? Yes, they do change. So you don't apply the same pattern that, oh, my mother never told me about sex, so there's no need. Oh, my mother never told me about this. Oh, so there's no need. I don't think it's important. Well, I said to you today that far greater than trust me. I say if you can subdue the mind of a child, you have and you instill values into that kid personality, you are building up a world changer, you are building up a history maker. Thank you so much, Mr. Linus, for joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Ene, for joining. Thank you, Dauda David, for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. So if you succeed in building up the mind, the emotion, the heart of a child, you have succeeded in building up a personality. You have in building up a personality. So if you don't take care of this aspect of these children, they become drug abusers because daddy and mommy, they are always too busy. Oh, before we see daddy, it's 1 month, 3 days, 1 week, 3 weeks. Mommy is also a director or too busy, with her boutiques, with her, companies that she handles. Mommy is busy. So we are just left under the comfort on the course of gardeners or nannies or whoever around just to take care of us. And trust me, those children, if you don't instill values into them and keep trying to know how they are doing emotionally, and keep encouraging the personality you have left in them before you traveled, you believe me, you might come back to see your family in another shape. You see that your child was caught, your son was caught with some group of guys robbing a bank or robbing a person's house, and they were being all put in the prison. Or your girl child is in a hospital, almost lifeless, and you come back with all the money you came with. You are running helter skelter to your son from being prosecuted. You are running to save the life of your daughter, and this wasn't the life you ever sat down to imagine for them. But this is what will happen to them. Not a prayer, but if we really do not instill values into them, if you really do not check their emotional needs, this might lead them to becoming a drug abuser. So that is one of the points. It might lead them to becoming drug abusers. So another point we have here is high influence of peer group, I've told you guys before, is always bad relationship with siblings because they are always, violent with others. So now some of the points here is that they become homosexuals or lesbians. Sexuals or lesbians. If daddy and mommy they are too busy to want to know their emotional needs, and they always keep a group of girlfriends who come around to tell them not to, show them pornographic movies, to want to tell them uh, some things about their body. Before you know it, they will just see themselves doing what they don't want to do. They will just see themselves doing what they don't want to do. And trust me, before it becomes a problem. And I could see that. So there are some parents in Nigeria whose kids are in boarding houses, and what happens is that those children usually don't come home until every end of an academic section or every half quarter of an academic section. Do you know some of them do abortions even before they return home? Have you ever imagined? Children of 13 years old, children of 13 years old, 15 years old, 14 years old can indulge themselves into something like that, and you think they are children. You don't know they know even more than an adult of 25 years old. So the dangers of these left alone children, when they become wayward, what happens to them is that they become drug abusers, like I said. And then what will happen is that they will start doing abortion. And I'm going to give you some rates of what is happening today. What is happening today in the world is just so amazing. You cannot imagine. You don't believe that people, children actually do this. You will be amazed. So they go do abortion because they don't want daddy to know about it. They do abortion because they don't want mommy to know about it. They just want cover up thing. They just want to do cover up and make sure that everybody looks nice, make sure that everything is okay. She doesn't know what became of them, so that daddy doesn't know what became of them. But it is so pathetic. It is so pathetic how to be right under our nose and we don't know about it. Please share this video, invite your friends. Please share this video, invite your friends. We are still on the left alone child. The left alone child. If it wasn't for the fear had growing up as children, and for the fact that we were determined to go places in life, we were determined to become people of influence, we were determined to get out of the poor states that we found ourselves. Some of these things I listed today would have become of us children because we saw hell growing up as children. And my daddy wasn't anywhere to be found, neither was my mom. She was there, even physically there, but she never knew what was going through our hearts. So like I was saying about abortion, let me tell you something, guys. Abortion is for real, and this is very, very important. I'll give you statistics to prove what I'm talking about. The abortion rate for United States children under the age of 15 to 19 in 2008 was 14.3 per thousand females of that age, and this age group accounted for more than 16% of all abortion in 2013. Abortion is something very, very, it's not something we should take for granted. Yeah, due to the fact that these children cannot face the shame of what their peer group would tell them or what daddy and mommy would say, they will end up doing this abortion even before daddy and mommy will come to realize that they've gone too deep into this whole thing. Thank you so much, Matthew Alechenu, for joining. Joe, thank you, Ernest Obong, for joining. God bless you. So the left alone child goes ahead to fill the vacuum in her heart or his heart. Is either they become drunkards, or the girl children goes into sex, and before you know it, they start aborting babies at early age. So in 2013, the Center of Disease Control reported that 200 abortions occurred per 1,000 births. You can imagine what is going on in our society. 200 innocent children are being killed per 1,000 people that gives birth. Oh Jesus, 200. No, I don't mean one single that they aborted. It is not two, it is not three, it is not four, it is 200 innocent children being aborted because these teenagers who get not prepared emotionally, physically for handling these babies. So what they end up doing is to go remove it, is to go get it off, is to get rid of it, just so they can be accepted by the society and they can be accepted by their parents. Justina, thank you for joining. Please share this video for me. Abraham, thank you for joining. Sir Nsikak Albert, God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining. Share this video and invite your friends. The left alone child. We talked about the part 1 of the left alone child, and we're talking today about the part 2 of the same left alone children. How is it important? Is it really important? Do you think it's worth talking about? Can it be a child be with a father and the mother, the sisters and brothers and uncles and aunties, and still feel left alone? Yes, I said to you, it is 100% possible. So if you don't look at it, if you don't see it as a need, if you don't see that the emotional part of a child is a great need for every children born on this earth, you are doing that child more harm than good. Thank you so much, King David, for joining. Thank you so much, Chuku Emelelian. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. This is very controversial. Roxin Adoma, thank you for joining. Please share this video as you come in. We'll talk about the left alone child. The left alone child. This topic is actually one of my book, and I believe this book is going to go places. This book is going to become one of the best sellers in anywhere it gets. It's a problem that parents don't take serious. They take it for granted. They don't know that children can feel left alone having their parents around them. So you can imagine, in 2013, the Center of Disease Control reported that every 1,000 children given birth on this in America, 200 of these innocent children have been aborted. And trust me, it is not all the children, all the teenagers that give birth. Some abortion, not all of them. Some of them even die trying to, abort this innocent children. So it is a problem that we don't take for granted. It is a problem that we shouldn't take for granted. The left alone child. Sense of the emotions of my children do I know? Do I have control over? How many percent emotions do I know as a father, as a mother, as an auntie and uncle that are given the responsibility of taking care of these children. Do you know what? Do you know what? You are going to be held accountable for those children. You are going to be asked the question as a father and a mother, how you train up your children. You are going to become a mother. You are going to become a father. It's like a trust. It's like you being in agreement with God, saying to God that I am going to bring up these children to glorify you, that they become personalities on earth. So when you fail your responsibility bringing them up personalities. You have failed yourself. You have failed purpose. You have failed God. Is it important? Is it good that people give birth? Yes, it's good, but it's not enough to just get pregnant and have children. If you are not ready to go through the responsibility of becoming the extra mother, the extra father, then I don't think you should bring these children out to this world. It is not enough, like I say, to get needs that they need as physically as children, but it's so much important. It is very, very important that you also look at their emotions. Like I said before, if you get hold of the mind of a child, if you get hold of the heart of a child, you have got hold of a personality. If you want to instill values, is not in the clothes, it is not in the skin, but it's in the head, it's in the mind, it's in the emotions. When you instill values into these children, they become world changers. They become history makers. Like I shared with you guys yesterday about Albert Einstein. I told you about Albert Einstein being a dull child. He was so dull in school that he was even expelled in school. A lot thought that Albert Einstein will never amount to anything. His own teachers even said to him, Albert, we don't think you will amount to anything. But do you know what? The mother of Albert Einstein proved to the whole world and to the teachers wrong that every child that is born on this earth can become a personality. What do you need? You need to get hold of their emotions. You need to get hold of their hearts. You need to get hold of their mind. When you build such children, when you build their minds, when you build their minds, you have built a world. Those children will produce what the world has been waiting for. Become solution providers to their community. They will become solution provider to nations. Thank you so much, Mr. Dari, for joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Karim, for joining. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. Please share this video and invite your friends. This is really important. This is really, really important. We need to talk about it. We really need to talk about it. The left alone child. The left alone child. Let me read a statistics for you guys. And I think that it's under child abuse. 81-year-old Americans who were abused as children currently suffer from at least one mental illness. You can imagine. You can imagine. To 80% of, even at the age of 21, they still suffer mental illness. What kind of earth are we producing? What kind of world are we building for ourselves? What kind of earth are we trying to build? There are armed robbers everywhere. There are kidnappers. There are hackers. There are prostitutes. There are a lot of evil happening all over the world today. Trust me, some of those people who have indulged themselves into those into that act wasn't for themselves when they were growing up. When they were growing up as children, they never thought that their life will end up in prostitution. They never thought that their lives will end up becoming armed robbers, becoming hackers, becoming kidnappers, doing evil. Some of them had for their lives. Some of them had visions for their lives. Some of them had purpose. Some of them had plans written out, saying to themselves, I am going to become a personality. I am going to build my nation. I'm going to put my name in the list of men that ever exist. Even after I'm gone, people are going to still be grateful to God that I ever existed. But you know what? Just few mistakes of their life or from their personal decision turned around to destroy everything they ever wished for themselves. Maximus, thank you for joining. Beckas, thank you for joining. Mr. Michael, thank you for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. I am not talking just because I want to talk. I'm giving you statistics of what I'm saying today so you can understand what I'm talking about. So if 80% of children who were abused had, even at the age of 21, still have mental illness, then what are we planning to turn out for all of us in the next 100 years of our lives? What earth are we building for our children and our children to come? Are we building a people's war worse than the war that we are experiencing now as adults? Because if we keep bringing of such nature, people of such mindset, people of victims of this act, then we are not doing good to our own children. If you think it doesn't matter to you, it's going to matter when you are probably in your grave and your children are wishing never to have been born. So, is it important that we talk about this? Yes, sir. Yes, ma. It is very, very important. Can anybody still hear me? So it is important we talk about it. The left alone child. It is important we create this awareness that the more we chase shadows, that the more we chase that money, that the more we chase this mirage, we are doing more harm to our kids than good. Mr. Emeka Felix, thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video and invite your friends. It is important. It is important. It is important we start talking. It's important we start being a voice to these children. I was once a victim of a left alone child who had physical needs, but nobody remembered that I had an emotional need. Nobody remembered. It was as if it wasn't important, that aspect of my life needed no attention. It was like it needed no, and because of that, a lot was running through my head as a child. And thank God, God actually held us. If not, I would have been victim, and my sisters and brothers would have been victims of the dangers of this left alone children I wrote today, and the ones I talked about yesterday. So if you are watching me today, you didn't check the one of yesterday, you weren't with us yesterday, please check on my Facebook. You can save the left alone child, and you can watch the part 1 of it. And if you can't find it, go to my YouTube channel, Topsy Gifts, and you will find the left alone child, the one I did yesterday, and be blessed. Some of the points I listed are some of the things that are happening as I speak to you. Thank you so much, Obidima, for joining. God bless you. So is it possible for a child to feel left surrounding them, surrounding those kids, having had financial and materials and food, clothing, everything is there? Is this possible? Yes, I say to you, it is 100% possible. 100% possible. It is 100% possible. Those are the dangers that those children get, feeling left alone right inside their hearts. If you cannot captivate the mind, the emotion, the heart of a child, and you have given the child every material thing you think they need, then you are not doing any good to them. Trust me. If you want them to be personalities, to be history makers, to be world changers, get hold of their hearts, get hold of their emotions, get hold of their minds. You will make them people. You will make them envious to every other children out there. You will make them a history makers. Mr. Akin, thank you for joining. Mr. Yusuf, thank you for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. The left alone child. The left alone child. Can it be that you as a father, your children are falling victims of what I'm talking about today? You could say, oh no, my child is pretty small. They are not old enough to are pregnant, to go through drug abuse, to go through violence, to do all these things I've listed. Well, that is how it starts. It starts from little drug water. That is how it starts. No matter the age of your child, please always remember that they have emotions. That they have emotions. That they have emotions. Please always remember that it's not enough to be a daddy, to yell at the child, to scream at them, to want to, publicly correct them or to make them feel. It is not just that is not all. That is not even the best to get the real, the best of your child, or to get the real truth from your child. But if you to really make these children, discover who they are and what and impact the world with the purpose they've been given by God on here on earth, you have to look at their emotional needs. You have to look at their emotional needs. Maybe I'm going to talk about the emotional needs of a child tomorrow, and bring out the important points about the emotional needs of a child, how it supersedes the material needs of a child. So if the material need of a child is 90% attention, and the emotional needs of a child you gave it 5 or 10%, then you are killing that. Then you are killing that innocent. The emotions of your child should be given at least 80%, while the if not 90% even, while the physical needs should be like 10%. Their hearts, their minds, their emotions rules them, even in the future. Trust me, if you captivate the emotions of a child, the mind of a child, hey, I'm telling you, the reality builds a person. That child can stand anywhere to confront anything. That child can speak with so much wisdom as that child is being taught. Buying the jewelries and all that, can know when problems comes. We cannot make the child stand problems and situations tomorrow, but captivating the emotions, the heart of a child, hey, you have just built a personality. You have just built a word changer, a history maker. By the time you captivate the mind of child and you impute values, you teach that child values. Do you know what you have done? You have saved yourself from the troubles of tomorrow that would have come from that child. You have saved your family troubles of tomorrow that that child would have brought, the shame that that child brought to you and your wife. But you know what? You are going to be a grateful father and a grateful mother when you watch your children out in history. The whole world wants to put a camera on their face to hear them speak. That we want to hear this child talk, because when they talk with so much authority and with so much wisdom. Wisdom flows like water. They don't think, they don't calculate, they don't just start thinking, we groom them. They have so much to give out to their word. Ah, Jesus. You don't know how grateful that child will be to you, that you as a father, as a mother, as an auntie or an uncle out there, you did not ignore the emotional part of them. You did not just overlook their minds and their hearts. You took hold of every part. Thank you so much, Adebo Wale, for joining. Thank you, Sir Gabriel, for joining. Thank you so much. He said, nice one, more grace. God bless you, sir. And thank you, Brenda, for joining. Vivian, thank you. I say it again. When you build the mind, the emotions, the heart of a child, you have built that child, because those are the real child. That child you have given birth to, that aspect, that thing you neglect, that aspect of her life or his life that you have neglected, is the greatest part of that the child needs to become a person, to become a history maker, to become a word solution provider. Is it for you to give her material things or him a material things? Beautiful, beautiful, awesome. I don't speak against it. But if you want reality, if you want to build a word and a history maker, trust me, you should not just settle down on just aspects or material needs or physical needs of a child. Look at their minds, look at their emotions, look at their heart. When you captivate their heart, when you captivate their emotions, trust me, you are building up a personality. Thank you so much, Sir Agbaza, for joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Francis, for joining. God bless you. It is important. It is not enough to send a child to study in Harvard University. Wayward, they will still become wayward. How come that some children who went to federal school or go to that same school, because of most of the values that their parent has imputed inside of them, they still do even better than children who are schooling in Harvard universities? How come? The left alone child, the part of a child some parents don't pay attention to, is the emotions of a child, is the heart of a child, is the mind of a child. And I say to you that those are the greatest part of every children born on the surface of this earth. When you take hold of their emotions, when you take hold of their minds, of their hearts, when you build values in them, in that aspect of their life, trust me, you have succeeded in building a world changer. And it is not enough to give them material things. It is beautiful you give them, yes. You can give them all you think they want, you think they need to survive. But the greatest of all, the greatest of all you would give to them in building their mind is building their mind, is building their emotions, is building their heart. Don't neglect that part of every children. Don't neglect that part of a child. Like I said to you, Albert Einstein was looked down on because he was sluggish to learn. He could not capture things that other children under his age were grabbing as fast as possible. He was too, dull. But you know what? The mother took that child. He was even expelled from school. Mother looked at her child and she knew the part of a child that will make him or her a personality. She took that child and began to teach him. Yes, every children don't learn the same way. She began to instill values into him. And today, as I speak to you, Albert Einstein is one of the greatest scientists that has ever lived and have ever existed. Why didn't the mother say, okay, Albert Einstein, you are being expelled from school. I think what the teachers are saying is true. Let me just buy you clothing. Let me just buy you, toys. And let me just leave you to live your life and play. Perhaps maybe you become somebody. If you don't want to, let it be. Einstein would have been destroyed. The values, the reward, or the conscience that man has made to this earth, we wouldn't have been able to get it from him. But thanks to the mother who recognized that the greater part of every being born on earth, that is not just that the material aspect of them, but the mind, the emotions. So I urge all parents today to never neglect that aspect of their children. Never you neglect the emotions, the mind, the heart of your child. Don't take it for granted. That is the greatest strength of every children born under the surface of this earth. That is the greatest aspect or in every children's life. So when you get hold of that aspect of that child, you get hold of their 100% part of their lives. The left alone child. I choose to share this with you today because I felt left alone at some point of my life. At some point in my life, I felt left alone, even though my father had everything to give us as children. But he didn't know that we needed the emotional needs of us was even more important than some of the things he was doing for us that he thought was just enough. Was just enough. So I hope you have really learned. I hope somebody have got the message of the left alone child. I hope the network was clear enough for you to hear and understand what I'm saying. If you didn't hear properly, you could go replay this video again and you could hear what I was talking about. You can hear what I was talking about, the left alone child. It is very important. It is very, very important. We really talk about these things as it goes on, because I had a feeling, I had an experience, and I said to myself, no, This is an error. I want to correct this error. I want to correct this error. I want to correct this error. So if I don't correct it, it's going to keep hurting other kids who have no voice, who have not been told, who have not been communicated. Nobody's looking at that aspect of their life that is important. So I hope you've learned something today. I hope you have something to go home with. I hope you have something to go to know that the emotional part of your children is even more important than the physical needs that you gave them, that you have been providing for them as parents, as guidance, as aunties and uncles. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm grateful. God bless you, and keep sharing this video. Don't stop sharing. I'm sure this video will encourage somebody. I'm sure this video will bring out the realities that our children have been looking for, the real attention that our children needs to become better humans, become better in life. And God will bless all of us as parents. So if you're an aunties and uncles and you have a child staying with you, no matter their age, always remember to be their friends so you can get their emotional needs met. So you can instill values into them, and thereby they become personalities and it will benefit you as a person. So don't stop sharing this video, and thank you so much for all of you that have shared. And for those who haven't shared, go ahead and share this video if you want to have a copy in mind. And you can check out my YouTube channel once again, Topsy Gifts, and my Facebook, Topsy Gifts as well. So thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful. I'm humbled by your presence, and those of you who commented, thank you. I'm super grateful. So do have evening, and God bless you guys. So bye.